Good day, and welcome to my show, Dixon Talks, where I hope to answer the question, why am I here? No, I'm not talking about the existential question of all humanity, the question of our actual existence, of why am I here? No, I'm more here to answer the question of, why am I on YouTube? I watch a lot of YouTube, and all the guitarists on there have a different opinion. Everybody has a different background. Many of them are professional guitar players, whereas I myself, I'm self-taught amateur guitar player who plays in my spare time. I work a full-time job, and this is my wind down, my hobby, and I enjoy the subject. Now, where it all started was, at 18 years old, I was gifted a guitar for my birthday. I wanted to learn guitar without learning other people's music. And in hindsight, that was possibly somewhat mad. I have since changed my ways, my thoughts. I continued with life. I went to college, where I met a friend named Brian, who played guitar, and he played a lot of covers. He tried to explain to me that by learning other people's music, you actually learn a lot about music in general. However, my ideas continued. I understood that was everyone else's path to the target. My path meandered more. It was unique. I continued on. I met another friend named Jonathan. Jonathan was a good guitar player, and he too played cover songs. He taught me some things, but again, I was not swayed. I continued my path. I moved countries. I had an on-again, off-again relationship with playing guitar, and I persevered. I wanted to learn guitar in a somewhat unique way, and that's when I met a professional guitar player, Brian Russell. Amazing man, great guy. I've played with him, sung with him, and he taught me a few things as well. One of which was, to really learn how to play guitar, I'm afraid you're going to have to learn how to play other people's songs. I bought some books. I bought my How to Play the Beatles. Because everybody should learn some Beatles tunes. They're fun. You already know them. And they're easy to make that carbon copy style cover. It's a very pleasing result that you end up with. So sometime around 2007, probably 9 years into my playing guitar, I started to play some covers. And I also played original stuff. I was in a small band. We played noodle music. It was good fun. And luckily, having learned some things from the Beatles, I could put together a few chords. It kind of sounds terrible. Then, after moving again, I made a friend who was very into music and who introduced me to some theory, some things I hadn't heard about, the circle of fifths, and all sorts of other amazing things. And after a short while, we started playing together. Now, having somebody else to play with, and somebody to inspire you to play, has many advantages. It was great to have somebody who you knew you were going to go to on a Sunday, you were going to play some guitar, and then you wanted to impress them. Hey, this is something I learned this week. Now that I'd found an inspiration, learning to play new material and learning to play different styles of music started to become a thing. I started listening to all sorts of genres of music that previously I would not have. I was not a big fan of the country music, until I started learning that some of the songs are actually really good and fun to play on guitar. So the experience of a different style of music that previously maybe I wouldn't have looked into started appealing to me. Now, my fear of copying and my fear of not being original started to fade away as I realized that music is patterns. Music has many things that will happen between completely different pieces of music that have a great deal of similarities just because of the way that sounds are put together and sound good to human ears. I like a book. I like writing things out myself. Taking a book that I already have and copying out the words and the music really help to get those things into my head and allow me to memorize things much faster than I would if I just repeated them over and over again while staring at the same book. Now, I enjoy the learning of guitar, so for me it was very easy. I didn't want to limit my knowledge of what I was learning, so I really had a broad perspective of what I wanted to do. Anything was good for learning. I didn't mind if the knowledge applied directly to the song that I was trying to learn, or if it was something that was more general overall knowledge, or something very specific, like a mode that maybe I wouldn't use very often, but it was still interesting to learn how it was constructed and how it sounds compared to the major scale or the minor scale. Now, I would advise people to not limit your knowledge like I did in the beginning of my guitar playing search. Although it has this strange appeal to think to yourself, I'm going to learn without learning other people's music. If you're crazy like me, then maybe you think that. But honestly, it was a lot easier to start learning guitar after I had realized that learning covers is important. Learning other people's music is good. Just learn from it. Don't try and just play it and recreate it without thinking. Try and put together some of the patterns that you're playing and understand how you can move them from one kind of music to another with something as simple as a strumming pattern. Now, variety is the spice of life, so even if you don't know how a song originally sounded, that doesn't mean you can't try and cover it. Some of my favorite sounds come from when I cover a song that I don't actually know how it originally sounded. That way I come up with my own unique flavor, and sometimes it's pretty fun. Try playing things different ways. Try playing with different chord shapes, moving those chord shapes, making them simpler. Try changing the strumming pattern that you're using, and all of these things can really make guitar playing interesting. Try finger picking or picking in an alternate location so as you get a different sound from the strings on your guitar. Where am I now? Well, I've been playing guitar for 24 years. I enjoy it, and I find it relaxing. I'm not on a mission like a professional player to try and learn everything I can as fast as possible so I can apply it to my career. I'm just a guy who sits at home and on weekends really tries to get in a few hours of playing. On weekdays, I may only play a few minutes some days. Other days I'll play hours. I find it fun. I learn by using sheet music, by tab music, try all different things, and I vary my practice depending on how I'm feeling that day. Some days I just want to practice songs, whereas other days I feel like I want to be more creative, and I'll take out some chord sheets and I'll play a whole sequence of chords on a loop pedal. Then I'll try and make solos over the top of it. Something fun and interesting. Whatever it is that's going to keep you interested in guitar, if you can find that, continue doing it. Of course, as well as learning guitar, learning chords, learning theory, there's also the endless quest for equipment. The learning, the yearning, the next greatest thing. But that's for another talk. So, for now, thanks for being here. Like, subscribe, comment, do all the YouTube things. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.